Good evening, my name is Makobe.
And I am Dineo. Before I take you guys into our organization, I want to tell you a short story about myself and my varsity life. So I'm fresh out of high school and I think I'm clear by my parents know what they want from me and my friends know what they want from me, so they taught me to study psychology. And I didn't know it, so you know what happened.
Yeah, she failed.
Yes, I failed never in my life. So the following year, my mother's like, you're going to work so you can pay for your own school fees. Okay, so I work for a construction company. But one thing I did realize through working is how much I wanted to be back in university. But fundamentally, I also knew what I wanted to do. And don't worry, it doesn't have everything to do with construction. My nails are too pretty for that. And that was the motivation for our organization, the bigger picture.
Did you know that our Minister of Finance in his 2012 budget speech said that he wants to create hope for the youth? But so did the minister before him, and the minister before him. So we believe that it's in the hands of the youth to create hope for the youth. We went down to the University of UWC, which is literally called Bush University because it's like in the middle of the bush. We asked students what they think is the solution of why other students are dropping out, and this is what they had to say. We found that students weren't motivated to go to class every day. They didn't have passion for the subjects that they chose. They didn't have inspiration to see the bigger picture and what they'll eventually be doing. They thought university would give them more of a direction.
So, our organization, the bigger picture, aims to solve that solution by bridging the gap between university students and companies. Companies will act as mentors to give passion to students, to mold them as possible employable citizens when they are done with their course. How many students do you know, Galeto, are studying engineering and all these fancy degrees, but do weird part-time jobs that have absolutely nothing to do with what they study?
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Our organization, the bigger picture, will allow interns to work in companies that are aligned with what they are studying, so that they get to have practical work with what they study. And even if they drop out, because we know first years all drop out, they will still be able to go into other courses, and those courses will still have practical field work that they'll be able to do, and they can earn some extra money on top of it.
And how are we going to do this, Dineo?
Alright, we have this major cool plan. In 2012, we want to build a database of companies. Go into university, every single one in our country, go into each faculty and have committees. Those committees will interact with our organization so that we know what students want and know what companies they want to go for. In 2012, the bigger picture will be a voluntary organization, so students that want to do it can internship. But in 2015, we are hoping to make bigger picture a compulsory part of the syllabus that every single student that is enrolled in a university has to do an internship.
We have a case study of a boy called Sipo. Sipo came straight out of high school and he decided to study journalism. Sipo didn't know what journalism was about. He'd never known it. His friend said, hey, you have to know good English and you'll get a lot of girls. But through the bigger picture, not only will Sipo be able to study journalism, but he'll be able to work with a company and have practical work throughout the year. So by the end of his course, not only will he have a degree, but he'll meet companies' expectations. But as you can see at the bottom, Sipo's progress without the bigger picture is much like many of us. He studies, he does part-time stuff, but he doesn't ever get to practice what he's actually studying. And at the end of his degree, he'll be unlikely to be unemployed. Essentially, we are solving two big problems that South Africa has: the 60% dropout rate for students and the unemployment rate.
The bigger picture aims to start a culture of interns. Makobe, did you know in America there are over 70 organizations directed at international students? Not students in America, all of us, and all of them in China and everywhere else but in America, to come intern in America. So why can't South Africa do that for our own students? We as students are the resources that our country needs to use. They need to mold us, build us to be excellent at what we do. We need to think global but act local, using our own people.